Kia ora Rotorua, head in tonight's bulletin. New Chamber of Commerce CEO Darren Walsh says he's looking for more community involvement and closer ties with membership. The Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust will celebrate their 20th anniversary at tomorrow's AGM, and new smartphone technology is being tested for effectiveness in encouraging community participation in sport and exercise. Just over a month in as the CEO of the Rotorua Chamber of Commerce, and Darren Walsh has no regrets about taking the job. Mr Walsh says he's looking forward to new challenges in taking the Chamber to a new level.
I guess at first we've got to look at our basics and make sure that we're doing our basics right, and for that, we're looking inward. We're making sure that we get our office right and delivering what we want to deliver out of the office. We're then looking at our members and making sure that we are delivering what our members want. We are a member-based organisation, so we've got to make sure that we're putting on workshops that they want, that our networking functions are working the way they should be. We've got the focus groups that we want to get up and running. So there's a lot of things that we've got to do, but it's about building those foundations first, making sure we get our basics right, and then we'll launch and build on that, and really want to do things differently. Want to look at how we can do things differently for our client base and grow from there.
It's Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, and the Whakarewarewa Living Village is holding a special seminar this weekend on Te Reo in association with the Rotorua Multicultural Society. Senior guide Ringa Hora says the You and I event is a sharing of culture and food.
That is where we have an arena of different nationalities, and we're able to actually create a balance or an understanding or platform our culture with any other society, and it makes it a lot more easier for us to actually intertwine and get together, and we get to know you and you get to know us in a safe environment, we believe.
Nice.
Yeah.
So will there be kai?
A lot of kai.
And later in the show we check out what's on at the Library for Māori Language Week. The Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust AGM tomorrow will also be a celebration of the Trust's 20th anniversary. Trust Chairman Graham Hall says for 2 decades the Trust has made an impact at all levels of the community.
It's been a wonderful journey actually, and over the last 20 years the Trust has been very successful in being able to help the community. We put over $90 million back into the community, and there's been, I think, more than 4,800 applications that we've been able to satisfy. So it's been quite rewarding, really, quite rewarding.
The Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust AGM and anniversary celebration is tomorrow at the Convention Centre starting at 11 a.m. The Phantom City exhibition is attracting rave reviews as a fresh and exciting show that's a little bit different than the usual for Rotorua Museum. Exhibition curator Carl Chittum has brought together a selection of contemporary artworks that offer their own unique urban visions of the past and future.
A lot of people won't know what to expect from an art show, particularly contemporary art. So I've chosen works that are really intriguing, or they've got sound, or they've got made from different materials, so that people actually get drawn into each work. So some of it's made up, some of it's based on real life, and some stuff is kind of projecting into the future.
In sport tonight, it's not too late to put your orienteering skills to the test with Orienteering Bay of Plenty's modified Orienteering Challenge. Sport Bay of Plenty coordinator Jen Riley says the challenge is part of Virtually On Track, which uses smartphone technology.
So Virtually On Track is a project that aims to get people out and about, discovering, exploring and connecting with all the fantastic outdoor recreation opportunities that we have here in the Bay of Plenty that are basically on our backyard. So we're focusing on what we call 8 gem sites, and they're all around the Bay of Plenty, from Waihi Beach, Aikara Bay and Bowentown, all the way to Kawarau, Tarawera, Opotiki, Motu and other gem sites in between.
For more information about the program, go to sportbop.co.nz. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with southwesterlies and an overnight low of -1. Tomorrow Thursday, fine with morning frost, southwest breezes, a high of 12 and a low of 1. And the outlook for Friday, fine with fresh southwesterlies, a high of 12 and a low of -1. And the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, southwest 10 knots with waves less than half a metre, and looks like it's going to be fine. Remember, for program listings and other info, or to catch up on city news, you can visit our website tvrotorua.co.nz. Still to come in tonight's show, we're with the Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust Chairman Graham Hall to talk about the Trust's 20th anniversary. We find out about the library's plans for Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, and Jan Morgan has news about the hospice telephone appeal.
Kia ora everybody. Well, Rotorua has come leaps and bounds in the last 20 years, and that is very much thanks to the work of the Rotorua Charitable Trust. It is their 20th anniversary this year, and it's my privilege now to be joined by Graham Hall, who's the chairman. Kia ora, Graham.
Kia ora, Kitty. Nice to see you again.
You too, and thank you very much for having us in your home.
You're welcome.
So this is an exciting time. The AGM is coming up shortly, and you've got 20 years of beautiful work to celebrate.
Absolutely, Kitty. No, it's been a wonderful journey, actually, and over the last 20 years, the Trust has been very successful in being able to help the community. We put over $90 million back into the community, and there's been, I think, more than 4,800 applications that we've been able to satisfy. So it's been quite rewarding, really, quite rewarding.
It would have been very rewarding. What are some of the ranges of initiatives that you've helped to support?
Well, a lot of them go back to voluntary organisations in our community. They are really the backbone of our community. We've been able to help them with administration grants. We've been able to help them with their projects when they want a project working in the community. We've had some much bigger ones like the Energy Events Centre, $13.5 million into that. $4.7 million into the Te Wharetonga o Te Arawa, the Art and History Museum. So there's been a lot of big projects like that, as well as some of the small ones.
And let's not forget TV Rotorua. We're grateful to the Rotorua Charitable Trust, aren't we, Graham, the cameraman? We're very grateful.
Well, a very good organisation too. You do a wonderful job in our community.
Thank you, Graham. It's a
really
pleasure. Can you tell me a little bit about your personal journey and how you've seen Rotorua grow over the years that you've been here and watched it from the eyes of the Rotorua Charitable Trust?
Well, it's been an up and down journey, really. Like we hit some high notes back in the early 90s, where we came off that very high interest rates and things were pretty tough there for a little while. But the trusts were able to get behind the community and the council and really make things happen there, which was very good. Then we had a bit of a down because we had a lot of unemployment in those days, 23%, I think it was. It was a bit of a nightmare, really. But we were able to get that down to 2.8%, and the Trust was able to contribute to a large number of projects that were able to help. We've seen a lot of construction take place in the community. We've been able to help with that. The Arch Village is a good example. That's ongoing, and our 10th anniversary, we made a pretty major donation of $1 million to that. $1 million to the little theatre in the Art and History Museum. So there's been a lot of things that have happened like that. It's been a bit of a struggle. The world financial crisis hit us a few years ago. It didn't stop us from making donations. We kept making donations right through, but we used all our reserves. And now the last 2 or 3 years, we are just coming back. Now we've brought those reserves back to where they should be, and we're now able to look to the future with some optimism, really.
Well, that's wonderful news. And you mentioned the world recession there and the financial markets, and people have been a little bit worried about, how they're going to fare, and knowing that they can put in a project, come to you with a really good idea and put a project in. It must be nice for you to know that you're actually helping put some food on some tables around the community as well.
Yes, absolutely. And we do a lot with schools too. We spend over $5 million putting tertiary study grants in, but we do a lot for the schools in terms of I think it's about $75 per student. That's just out, no tags on it. They can do what they like. So education, young people, there's been a lot of work going into that area. And yes, I think people have, they've had every reason to be a little bit concerned. But we've come through it now. We're looking good, and this year has been a successful year for the Trust. A return on our investment has been 12.4%. which is pretty good really, compared with where we've been the last couple of years. And we've grown the fund now up to over $135 million.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about the beginning. Do you know much about the very beginning, the genesis of Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust?
Yes, well, it nearly didn't happen. There was a huge amount of animosity, I suppose, and division, because some people wanted the money to be handed out back to the community by way of grants and bonds for electricity users. Some people wanted it to go to the district council so that they could use that. But the day was won by the people who wanted to set up a charitable trust. And in those days, when the government decided they weren't going to have any elected people, they would just have a business arrangement with like Trust Power and some of the other trust groups. So we were given $32 million.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Graham, and on behalf of all of the people of Rotorua, I would like to thank you for the work that you've put in and the way that you've been able to uplift and build our community during your time with the Rotorua Charitable Trust, and may there be many more years to come.
Kitty, thank you very, very much. And we look forward to seeing everybody at the AGM, Thursday the 24th, 11 o'clock at the Convention Centre. And thank you for your lovely, kind words.
Oh, you're very welcome. We'll see you there. Kia ora. Kia ora whānau, nau mai haere mai ki te whare puka puka ki Rotorua nei. Ko te wiki o te reo Māori tēnei, kei konei au I te taha o tētahi wahine no Ngāpuhi, no Ngāti Maniapoto, ko Amanda Hemara. Tēnā koe, Amanda.
Tēnā koe.
Kia ora. Well, so what I just said was we're here at the library in Rotorua, and I'm joined now by Amanda, who's from Ngāti Maniapoto and Ngāpuhi. It's the week to celebrate te reo Māori, so we're here with some beautiful puka puka. We're going to hear about some of the initiatives that the library are holding this week for te reo Māori. Kia ora. So tell me a little bit about what's happening.
Well, the library has always been involved with Māori Language Week, and this year we thought it was really appropriate, based on the kaupapa. Māori Language Week is all about basic Māori words, and the Māori Language Commission is rolling out 50 words over a period of 50 weeks. So the idea is that they will introduce a word every week, and its intent really is to build up a word bank of Māori words that we can use during in our workplace, at home, or just anywhere else in general. So they need, the Māori Language Commission needs our support, and the library thought that we would show our support by highlighting our collections. The way we're going to do that is by holding a bookmark competition, or puka puka tohu. So the idea is to find the bookmark. The bookmark will be in line with the Māori word of the week, and it could be something like hei hei, chicken. So we're going to hide a bookmark with that Māori word on it, hei hei, in the food and drink collection, probably in a book called 50 Ways to Cook Chicken. The other thing we have is we are having schools coming into the form. They are Whakarewa Primary, Salmon School, Rotorua Primary and Rotorua Girls High. We also will be having activities for preschool children through Rhyme and Rumpus. There will be a workshop given by John Foster. John Foster is Pākehā. His workshop is going to be based on Māori grammar with explanations. So when I think of the kaupapa being basic Māori words, sometimes we need to know how to construct a Māori sentence, and it's nice to have explanations so that we can make some sort of sense of it. John Foster has written books about te reo Māori. He was also instrumental in implementing curriculum around the school seat back in the 1980s and taught te reo at Rotorua Boys High. So I see him as a Māori language leader in his own right. Rapata Wiri is going to be talking about his Te Reo Māori app. It's a Māori online course, and he's very innovative. And again, I see him as a Māori language leader.
Wonderful, some wonderful initiatives happening there. I love the bookmark one. I'm going to bring my babies here, make them look in every book. Who came up with that idea? That's quite novel.
Myself
Get the pun?
and me. Yeah, very good, very good. Between, it was, we had a little planning team that got together. It was at last minute, admittedly. So the four of us came around the tepe, the table, and just came up with ideas. And it was a group initiative, I think. And it's something that is interactive. It gets people involved.
It does.
So,
I like that.
it's been very popular so far.
Well, that's neat. And so having some of the schools come in as well and perform those tamariki gives them an opportunity to get in here. They might not get in to the library enough or that often, or if at all. So nice for them to be able to come in and perform and share a little bit of their reo with everybody.
Absolutely.
Tell me some of the things perhaps that are happening over the weekend. So for people that want to come into the library over the weekend, are there any initiatives happening then? Those bookmarks will still be hidden in the books?
Yes.
Short answer,
I was going to say no, because we haven't got anything going, but yes, we are going to make sure that happens on Saturday.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some tamariki that enjoy that. You mentioned some of your Māori collection here. Can you just tell me what some of these books are? We've got an artist and very well known Mr. Don Stafford. His book Te Arawa is here. Tell me a little bit about some of the other books that you've got brought down.
Yes, sure. So the books I brought down are all written by Te Arawa authors. The real books, particularly Te Reo Takitaki Ko Te Pū, was written by Rapata Wiri, and He Whakamarama is written by John Foster.
Well, kia ora, Amanda. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. And there are some really neat things happening in the library at the end of the week. And don't forget to come in on Saturday and go for that bookmark search. Have a look in that book. What was it called? 50 Ways to Cook Chicken. Have a look in there. Kia ora ra.
Kia ora.
Well, we're down here at the hospice shop today on Rotorua Street, and I'm catching up with the fundraising extraordinaire Jan Morgan, because she's got some very exciting fundraisers coming up, and one involves some ex-All Blacks. So let's head inside and catch up with Jan. Hi Jane, good to see you again. Now before we get into the actual interview, just I want to thank you for what you guys at the hospice do for our community. But there is some bad news, because you guys have a huge shortfall in funding, around about $700,000 a year, but there is something that the people of Rotorua can do to help you guys out.
Yes, Alan, you are dead right. We receive, it costs approximately $1.6 million to run Hospice Rotorua, just Hospice Rotorua. So the government give us money, and we're very, very grateful for that. But it doesn't cover the nurses' wages, let alone support staff or administration costs or rent and telephone and power and petrol. So thanks to lots of business people, thanks to a wonderful community, more than generous community, and my job is to find lots of ways for people to actually donate. So this interview, we're going to talk about the telephone appeal, which has started this week. So we have 8,000 numbers that we are going to call, and it's our second telephone appeal.
Now obviously this is successful, it's the second one. How much did you raise last year?
Well, we raised about $35,000, which is significant. It's a huge amount of money for us, and we need that money, every single cent. I would love to think that we could raise that much money again, but we have less telephone numbers this time, and I'm always hopeful, but hope for the best, and take what we can, and I'm really grateful, as I said.
Yeah, so if anybody's at home watching now and they get a phone call from hospice, we'll just motivate them and encourage them to donate.
Yes, and it will run over 6 weeks, so it may take a while for your phone to ring. So, yeah.
I hope people are waiting in anticipation. Now, the second fundraiser that you guys have organised, which is another huge one, and actually I'm quite excited about it because it's bringing some All Blacks to town.
Yes, well, these are Rotorua boys, actually, born and bred in Rotorua, and that's Buck Shelford and Hickareed. So they have agreed to speak at a dinner, which is hosted by Kerry Woodham. And we have also, besides those 3 famous, wonderful people, we have a couple of singers, and Michael Murphy, he was the first runner-up on the first, New Zealand Idol. And he sings throughout New Zealand. He does it for a living, and his partner. So she also is a wonderful singer in her own right, and they're going to put on a good show. So at Ridges, and tickets are $95. They are on sale from now. You can buy a ticket for $95, as I said, at the hospice shop and Mike Steiner Interiors. So you get a beautiful 3-course meal, lots of wine.
That's important.
Yes, that is important, and great entertainment.
Now, obviously, like you said, the tickets go on sale. Whenabouts is the actual gig?
It is the Saturday, the 13th of September.
So that's still a couple of months away?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how much are you looking to raise for that one, Jan?
Well, it would be good to raise $30,000. I am so grateful to our sponsors. We have many sponsors, and they're just awesome. So that helps pay. So all the money that is raised will come back to hospice, and we will have a charity auction at the event. So that would be awesome if people brought along their checkbooks, and we'll have some great auction items.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be an awesome evening, Jan. Now, at the start of the story, you talked about the huge shortfall of $700,000 just for Hospice Rotorua. What other ways can people help to reduce that figure?
Well, we're standing in the hospice shop, Rotorua Street Hospice Shop, and you can see around you the beautiful items. The shop is just magnificent. So people, wonderful people, donate lots and lots of goods, whether it's clothing or bric-a-brac or useful items, but we do have 2 shops actually, and our other shop is in Rotorua, so that's where the more bargain items are, but you can still grab a piece of lead crystal there for an absolutely awesome price.
Yeah. It's awesome when you walk in here because it's just like walking into any normal retail store. It doesn't have that that secondhand musty smell that some secondhand stores have, and like I said, it's just like walking into a normal shop.
It's magnificent, isn't it? And look at the chandeliers. I mean, it's just incredible. So people do enjoy shopping here. We have regular customers. We have a loyalty card, for goodness sake, and it brings in the most amount of money for that shortfall, to cover that shortfall. So the hospice shops are very, very important.
Cool, Jan. Well, we appreciate your time today, and best of luck with selling those tickets. I think we might have to get some here at TV Rotorua and put them on our Facebook page. So
awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
And the Hospice All Black Greats fundraiser is on Saturday the 13th of September. For more information, contact Jan Morgan at Hospice. She was speaking there with Alan Solomon. If you have any news that you'd like to share with us, give the station a call on 07 3488 984, or you can email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. Ka kite a popo, Pumaria Rotorua.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.